We are just about to start. Just give it like one more minute.
So, I'm gonna.
And we're live.
Do you remember in the last class when I was like, I usually like to do an analysis. Like this time we actually have to do an analysis or else it won't work. So, I promise you, you'll thank me later. Alright, so do you know how to do an analysis?
Oh, it's still, the title is still set as Christian symbols.
Should we stop it and then do it?
No, I can edit that from.
Live? You can edit it live?
Yeah.
What about for tracing?
It's for analyzing, but yeah, we basically have to find, we have to talk about what all the parts of the horse are, and then we have to give it a shape.
What do you mean wrong password? It's my account.
So, this tape is for you. It's gonna help your brother. So this is how I need you guys to do it, like this, and like this. Typically you need it to be parallel somewhere, but like watch, you lift it up and down like that. We're just gonna go through and I'm gonna give you all the shapes. And then everybody can draw trapezoids, triangles, and squares. So, once we know what those shapes are,
Alright,
we'll draw the shapes,
What do we
then
wanna
we'll
make?
turn those shapes into an actual horse.
What do we want to make the title?
I don't know, Degas horse?
What?
Degas horse? Degas racehorse? This is in the spirit of the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Belmont?
You making fun of me?
No, I'm
Yes,
just
you
asking. I'm
are.
asking if they watched Belmont.
You are indeed.
Is the sound on?
What?
I hear that. Okay. So I'm gonna. Is the sound on, Gwen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you have to turn yours all the way down or put your headphones in.
Break time.
So what do I do? Multi-scene?
Yeah.
Is that AI?
Yes. No, he really did that.
Yeah, you did do that, yeah.
Don't hate.
Don't make the player. You can still see break time on the screen. Oh, you could.
Let me see if I can move this down. That's good. Move that. Move like this. This can move over this way. So this can move over down. Okay, great. Oh wait, I thought I had the black and white. I thought I had a color version. Did I give the color version to somebody? It's right here.
It's also right here.
That one's better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Nice job, Trevor.
Well, don't worry, everybody. This is not going to make it into the short. And
I'll make sure.
how many people do we have watching?
Too many.
Exactly. So.
One. It's me. I'm gonna take a canvas so I can test out the jelly wash, but then I'm gonna paint over it so I can actually use the canvas.
Okay, I'm gonna lift this up a little bit higher so that This is how you have to zoom. This is how you have to zoom out. You have to lift up the camera higher. Because it doesn't zoom out, correct, Gwen? There's no zooming out.
Not really.
Okay, welcome to our stream, party people. Look at that, Miss Stacy. You want to say hi, Miss Stacy? Oh no, you don't want to be on. Okay.
But I'll say hello.
You can say
hello.
hello.
To all, and welcome.
Do we have any cameras?
Canada?
No, I'll put it on the list. I'm going to the art store today.
I can use this one that's pre-printed.
Did you say pretty pathetic?
No, pre-printed.
Oh.
Yes, you can use that if you want.
Thing
Here's
is
a
like.
little one. Oh, that works.
Yeah, it has to be because of
Why?
because it's Gwen's computer is what's on the screen.
Yeah. There's my little
My phone, this computer is filming me. This is the live stream, so this is what the entire world sees. Gwen's computer is what the whole world sees, and she's just throwing her computer up onto the TV. Does that make sense?
So you guys can see. Like,
So you guys can
so
see
you guys
it.
can see what he's drawing.
You can see what the rest of the world is seeing as well. So I'm projecting to YouTube. I'm broadcasting to YouTube. Gwen is on YouTube. And so whatever's on Gwen's computer goes up on that screen. It's just a screen mirror. That's it.
Well,
My computer. Let's take a moment to appreciate my wallpaper.
Well, I'm basically finished with the
Who
wall.
likes my wallpaper? Me?
great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Everybody say
Hi.
Gwen's perfect.
Gwen's
Gwen's
perfect.
perfect.
That's good, class. Well done.
Thank you.
I still
Not
need
actually
some.
like this.
Oh, there's the two. This is just your online persona. I'm not really like this either. This is just my online persona.
My parents just told me the other day that I'm finally old enough to have my face on my YouTube channel, and I'm very happy about that.
Oh.
I got a bunch of graduation gifts.
Who is the guy?
Oh, nice.
Okay. So now I have to tape this so it doesn't move around.
But it like plugs into the bottom of your iPhone, so you can.
Okay, so let's you guys let's get serious. You guys down? You guys got your I need you to tape that.
Isn't that a song?
Tape that on. I want no.
I'm never on tape.
So here's this tape. You can use this. Oh, here you go. Good catch. So this is see how this is like the full color, and then I put the tracing paper down. I put the hinges on the top so that it opens and closes. The lesson for the live stream is we're gonna talk about loosely the anatomy of the horse. I'm gonna my secret to drawing horses, which goes to the needs of some of our public, is that why it's hard to draw horses is that a lot of the terminology that is the actual anatomy of the horse is different than the human anatomy, even though our bone structure is very similar. So our horses have arms and legs. Like we have arms and legs, but horses have arms and legs too. They just walk on all fours. We walk on two legs. They walk on all fours. So their bone structures and how how everything fits together is a little bit different. But if you think about their front legs as arms, the anatomy becomes much more understandable. And then you can almost imagine that they're like a human inside of a horse costume. And it just makes it easier, and you'll remember how to do it. Yeah.
Are you going to be doing the anatomy or the analysis in marker?
I probably should, right? Do we have
It's so much
Can you give me a
easier.
fine tip Posca?
Yes.
And honestly, Posca is so opaque that any would work. So guys, we are going to grossly generalize the shapes on this horse. It's gonna look basically like a paper doll, like almost a paper doll horse. And then if we can draw those paper doll shapes, we'll get the right proportions of the head to the neck, the neck to the rib cage, the legs and the arms together. And then once we get those shapes proportional, we'll then morph those geometrical shapes into something that looks like a horse. Does that make sense? So if you can draw trapezoids, ovals, rectangles, if we can draw those well, then we can merge all of those together into something that looks like a horse. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, just bring it over. I'll pick one.
Want some color?
Just bring them over. I don't know if the black.
No, that's why
Is black gonna work?
not really.
It's strong though.
Yeah,
It's strong. It's just
your
not that.
other colors, when you do the analysis, work much better, I think.
All right, literally any one of those. Just hand me a color. Purple, pink, blue. Thank you, Miss Stacy. Wow,
How's
lovely.
Oh, here's a thin tip.
Okay, yeah, let's start with. Okay, so not like a spoiler or anything, but we will break down the human as well, just to show that you can break down the human and the horse into similar geometric shapes. Okay, cool. So let's first start with, this is like an unconventional way to begin, but I'm gonna use this trapezoid right here. This is kind of the base of the neck. This is actually the scapula. It's kind of the haunches, but this trapezoid becomes basically where the torso ends and like the neck begins. This is we'll call it the shoulders. Okay, cool. Now let's do the trapezoid. It's not even a trapezoid. It's like kind of a weird parallelogram for the neck. Now, the neck has a couple of interesting things. There is like the throat, like the esophagus, which is this thin triangle that's attached to the front. This shape here kind of divides, goes from shoulder to the back of the head. And then I'm gonna switch colors, and we're gonna turn it overlaps slightly, but we're gonna turn the whole head into one large trapezoid. Nice. That is actually a trapezoid. Now I'm gonna switch over. So we've gone from the shoulders into this long, lean neck. This is a racehorse, so the neck is pretty lean. It's super strong, but it's a smaller shape. We have this purple trapezoid. Now, when we have, when you're drawing an animal or a person, you got to get like the eyes, nose, and mouth placed, or else no shape looks like the animal. So one of the easiest things to do, in my opinion, about horses is once you've found that large general shape, nail down the ears. They're in the top left-hand corner. Put in a nostril, like an oval for the nose. Then you get the mouth and chin. So we've got nose, mouth, ears, and then we'll put in a little pizza shape for the eyes, a little triangle for those eyes. So we have eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and then the last thing we're gonna do is this jawbone. I always make it rounded because the horse's jaw is so massive, and it's like, if you ever meet, a horse, or you ride horses, or you can pet them on their jaw, and it's like the masseter is so thick, the muscle is so pronounced, the jaw is so pronounced, and it's like this big disc, and it's like a big, broad, part of the horse where it's short hair, and you can pet the horse there. It's actually like it's like a good place where humans can like safely have contact with the horse, even if you're just like getting to meet them. All right, so that's a general shape. I actually want to put this, as we put this little triangle in the throat in the front, I'm gonna put this little S curve in the back. That's really what the spine is doing. Now I needed to get a pink triangle, a pink shape to like get the mass of it, but there is a little bit of an S curve to that neck, and there's gonna be some, mane coming off of that, the hair coming off of that. Glorious. How are we doing on time, folks?
It is 12:14.
12:14. All right, we're good. All right. Yeah. Let's do the arms, and this is where it becomes, in my opinion, this is a hard part because the foot is in front of it, but it's actually an easy part when you start thinking about the human arm. So if you think about the human arm, it goes shoulder to elbow, and elbow to wrist, wrist to knuckles, and then there's all the fingers. So, and at the end of your fingers is a fingernail. So shoulder to elbow is this first shape. So we'll go shoulder to elbow.
Whichever.
Is that blue not showing up? Shoulder to elbow. Then I'll switch to green. Then we're gonna go elbow to wrist. Make that a rectangle. Then we'll go wrist to knuckles. And that really is a rectangle too. And then once you have your knuckles, imagine a fused finger into a fingernail. So it pinches in slightly, That's the finger. And then we have a trapezoid for the fingernail. Ta-da! Looks awesome. So I'm going to use the same colors going back up the arm. The front leg, he's kind of like, rearing back. This looks like the angle of the rider. He's pulling the reins. He's leaning back. So he may have this horse may be stopping so much that the front legs are actually starting to pull back. But because so much of the front leg is obscured, let's just think it's going to go black to purple, purple to green, and then green to blue. Let's see how much we see. Okay, so here's the trapezoid for the hoof, which is also known as the nails, fingernails. And then we're going to go back up into the finger. So that's the black part. Switch to purple. We're going to go knuckles to wrist. That's that rectangle. And it does pinch in a little bit. Like, I have to admit, there is sort of an hourglass effect when you get some of these racehorses are so lean and the legs are they're bone and cartilage, and there's just not a lot of muscle at the end of these feet. But anyway, we're just using shapes for right now. And then we'll go from black to purple, purple. So this is going to be wrist to elbow, and that's where it ends. So you get to see maybe a little bit of elbow right here. This is an elbow on the right leg. This is the elbow on the left leg. But the shoulder to elbow is completely obscured because it's on the other side of the horse. It's obscured by the body. All right, cool. Last thing, which is, it is a little bit weird. Should we go pink or orange or yellow? I don't know. Yellow. There is this beautiful form that going back to thinking about horses as people, this is the pectorals. So the whole front of the torso, basically the front of the chest, below the shoulders and behind the elbows here, that's all pectoralis major. So anyway, it's part of the silhouette. It becomes really important because when we draw an outline, we draw the chin into the jaw, into the throat, into the clavicles, into the pecs. That and when we get ultimately a final outline, that part is really important right there. Those chest muscles. Yes, Stacy, question.
Should we be able to see what you're drawing in the top left corner?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like the TV?
As I'm looking at the monitor, I see your image in the top left corner.
That's me.
Should I be able to see what you're drawing in that image?
No.
Oh, yeah, you can see the inception of it.
You're seeing all you need to do is see what's on the screen with the horsey.
I know that. Got it.
I know, technology is crazy. Let's do purple. We'll do purple again. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You're gonna have the spine back here. And the rib cage, in my opinion, is very much an egg shape. So I'm actually gonna draw an egg or what's called a bean. The bean is kind of helpful because the bean is concave here, and then it has a nice swelling on the left, a nice swelling on the right, and then a round belly. That purple shape really is a bean, and it's delightful. And you're gonna get to draw you're gonna get to make that outside two-dimensional bean shape into the third dimension. But this is basically the rib cage and the soft belly, the soft underbelly. And from there, we're going to get back into bone structure. So let's do the bone structure. We have the pelvis, and we're going to use a semicircle for the pelvis. If you think about the spine, I did the S curve of the spine here. Then you get the haunches. Haunches are, they're pretty prominent. They bounce up. And that's actually not the spine. It's actually the scapula that poke out. So the spine actually runs between the scapula. Then we're going to go down to this convex portion of the bean. And then we're going to go into the pelvis. So this triangle here is the pelvis. So these are fused vertebra. And then, of course, you get the coccyx, these fused vertebrae back here, and then the tail. Horses have a tail. They have bones in them. You don't really see them unless they're like bound tightly, but there's another trapezoid. That's all the hair that's coming off of the tail, this little shape here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this blue. I like this blue. So the hips go just like in our bodies. Think about it. You have your hips, then you have your femur, which goes from, your hip bone to your knee. So this is hips to knee right here. It's going to attach straight to that. The hips are going to attach to the you can actually see the bone in here, believe it or not. Like there's actually, and if you really dissect, and using anatomy books, the horse, there's all these leg muscles. Their thighs are so strong. And their weird thing is that their glutes kind of like merge into their hamstrings. So these are like gluteus medius is up here, gluteus maximus is down here, and then their hammies come all the way down. And that's why you get this really big rounded rump shape. It's like a merger of the gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, and the hamstrings. Okay, so I'm going to put a little circle down here. That's the knee, for the kneecap. So think about it. We go hip to knee. Then we're going to go knee to ankle. Think about if you're standing on your tippy toes and your heel. This is the Achilles tendon. So you have this little moment right here. You can actually literally go back. If you have your knee to your ankle, you can feel your Achilles tendon back here. And I'm going to make it yellow because that seems to be our additional color. This is the Achilles heel right here. Just to put our own human anatomy into context. Okay, so hip to knee, and then we'll go the heel to the ball of the foot. So this is really the beginning of the foot. So the foot to the ball of the foot. And then we'll have fingers. Or not fingers, toes. And I'll do that down here. So here are the toes. This is one big fused toe, one massive toe, and then one massive toenail. And those are the parts of the horse. Again, we're trying to take these geometric shapes that are about the right size and call them what they are, but we don't know necessarily horse anatomy, but we know human anatomy even a little bit because we can apply it to our own physical body. So let's go to hip to knee. That's right here. And put a little knee right here. And we're going to go knee to ankle. This is the Achilles tendon, the inside of the Achilles. We'll go switch over to the green. This is going to be the heel to the ball of the foot. And then we'll do our big toe. One massive toe. Pinched heel, convex into the... That feels like it's a triangle even for that. That hoof might be under the ground a little bit. So we do have these shadows on the ground, which are kind of cool, where the light is coming from the top left. So the leg is casting a shadow on the ground here, casting a shadow on the ground there. The body is casting a shadow off in the distance. And then if you go, this leg is throwing a little bit of a shadow, that leg is throwing a little bit of a shadow, but they're not in contact with the ground. So that's how you know that the horse is off the ground, because there's no contact. It's kind of sweet. Okay. We're not done yet. Let's do a quick play of the human figure. So again, we're going to keep it super simple, but you have to go known into the unknown. So we have this pelvis. I'm going to make a little small square. That's going to be like the jockey pelvis, small and lightweight. These jockeys are kind of small, so the pelvis is already small, and it's a small pelvis on a small person. Then I'm going to do the rib cage seen from the side. Now I see the rib cage as an egg shape, so we'll do that too. And then there'll be a little merger, at the spine. So we got hips, rib cage, and then we got to do the head. So the neck because he's pulling his shoulders really far back as he's pulling the horse back. His head is counterbalancing his own balance and shooting forward. So we'll do a little square for the neck, then a little circle for the head. I should have switched the colors, but it's fine. I can do green for the legs are super simple, so we're gonna go hip to knee, that's a trapezoid. Then we'll do knee to ankle, that's another trapezoid. And then we'll do a little triangle for the foot. It does get crazy in here because there's, you know, the leg of the man and then the elbow of the horse and then the other elbow of the horse. But if you just keep things straight in your mind, it'll be all right. A rectangle from shoulder to elbow on the horse, elbow to wrist on the man rather, and then I'll do a little wrist to knuckles and then knuckles to fingers. I probably should have done this before too. Like, you do a circle for the man, you can put a hat on him, so that's because that's kind of defining his head. And then eyes, nose, mouth. Now he looks like a snowman. I'm not gonna apologize for that. All right, let me see what happens. It's hard to tell whether your analysis works unless you throw some paper under it. Nice, that looks so good. So honestly, guys, the way that I draw my animals and I kind of like redraw analysis, I try to go for like the biggest shapes first. So I'm just gonna put on a fresh sheet of paper and then we're gonna draw the analysis. Because of class time, I might actually, should we end the stream here? No, we'll draw it. We'll draw it. And maybe we'll do a follow-up tomorrow. So we're gonna switch over to graphite. And the beauty of graphite is that even if you draw these massive, bulky, thick shapes, which I'm gonna ask you to actually sketch it in lighter. So whatever your analysis looks like, sketch those shapes lighter. And we'll just go through them. It's not that many. Think about it. It's like shoulders, neck, head. Those are 3 shapes. Shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, wrist to knuckles to the foot. That's 4. And then you have those both legs. You have 1 bean, you have 1 pelvis, and then hip to knee, knee to ankle, ankle to foot, and then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's like maybe 20 shapes. And if you think about like other tasks that you have 20 things on a checklist, it's kind of a lot, but it's very manageable. So I'm gonna sketch it fast, and people that are watching can stop it and pause it or whatever. You guys, unfortunately, have to.
I spent this entire
We only
time
have
taking the caps off of these. Really hard.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to do that. All right, let me move this, and we're gonna draw the analysis. Let's freaking go. Ooh, I wonder if I should zoom out even further. No, I'll just draw it. It's gonna go quick. I think you're all gonna be surprised.
What is this part right here? Like a triangular shape?
That's a good question. I don't know. No, I think it's like the, no, I know what it is. So the question was, in Miss Stacy's analysis, on the horse, she was talking about this region, which we did not identify. You want to think about, see the webbing in my fingers right here? There's all this extra skin. It actually goes convex. There's so much movement in the thumb that you need extra skin there. And it's the same thing with this horse's thigh. Like, they run so fast and they need so much movement. This little section here is like actually loose skin and it's pulled kind of taut. So I can use this peach color, which I haven't used yet. It basically merges, you know, the front of the thigh to the rib cage. See what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, those are little details that once we have the big shapes in, we'll be able to modify.
So now you want to lift up your tracing paper off of your copy. And you want to have a piece of of drawing paper, does everyone have a piece of drawing paper in front of them?
You can actually even tape it to the back of the photocopy. So you basically just want to be looking at your analysis.
So,
But we have enough. Here, just like these sheets, you can give those out, and they can tape their analysis to the paper.
that way it's just easier to see on white paper.
Gwen, you think you're gonna get a nice short out of this?
Yeah.
So, let me give you some
Oh.
white paper.
Sorry guys, I gotta look something up.
If I hit break time, they can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. I just wanted you guys to get a sense of my.
We're just using
My
drawing
soul.
paper, right, Trevor?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you guys want to do pastels or something, let's just sketch it. We don't have a lot of time. We'll do more. We'll do full color versions later. Okay. Cool.
I'm handing out drawing paper.
Excellent. Now with the stream, I can't do it. It's all good. If I could zoom out and show the analysis at the same time.
I can help you with that. Would you like me to try to do that?
Yeah. If I could somehow have both. See, the thing is, I don't think it's gonna fit with my current setup. We'll try it with another one. Unless you can get it.
What am I looking
Yeah.
at? Here we go.
There. That's the most I can zoom out.
Yeah. I would just zoom back in. That's fine.
Oh, we're gonna zoom back in.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oops, I got gouache on your. That comes out really easily.
Very easily.
There you are.
That's
Hi,
good.
me.
I look great today. I just got my eyeshadow.
So I can. Oh, is that covering me up? That's okay. Watch this. So did I just get smaller? I guess I did. We're fine. All right. Is everybody ready?
No.
Is this helping? Is this kind of what you were thinking? Okay. All right. So, in contrast to the analysis, you gotta find kind of the middle of your paper, and then we've got to draw this bean that is tilted up slightly in the front, than in the back. Because remember, he's rearing his head back. So I might be playing this up a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Remember, we're not drawing horses per se. We are drawing these shapes initially. The job of the artist is to translate their mark making into something that's recognizable. I mean, there's many jobs, but for our purposes in trying to represent a horse, you want to draw the shape, but it's a simple shape. And then you want to keep the idea of the horse relatively simple too. So we can get more, I don't know what's detailed, isn't, but more specific as we go. So let's build that initial pink. What is that shape even? It looks like it's an obelisk or something.
So, excuse me.
You're good. And then just for a side note, like you can take your pencil and compare the shapes. Like, is this angle of the shoulders is that the same angle as the horse? This is where like that angle, you want to get them working.
And you won't really be looking at your analysis that you just took the time to do. And of course what Mr. Trevor is doing, and at the copy you have in front of you. So your eyes are going up, down, up, down, up, down. You have 3 different references. Again, your analysis, the copy, and what Mr. Trevor is drawing.
So at this phase, we're going to be leaning heavy on the shapes. Later, we're going to be leaning heavy on, making an eye look like an eye, a nose look like a nose. But for the moment, there's a triangle for the ears, there's a triangle for the eyes, oval for the nose, mouth, chin, jaw. And it's kind of cool. I mean, it looks like a horse already. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 major shapes, and then those 5 features of the minor shapes, right? Just the features of the head. We created that S curve for the neck, which was like a little bit more specific, and that was healthy because we needed to get, a suggestion of the mane. All right, so without belaboring it too much, I'm making my blue shoulder to elbow, my blue elbow to wrist. Also, when I draw horses, because I'm thinking of human anatomy, sometimes, like this is like a shoulder, this is like the bicep, this is like the tricep, this is the elbow. I mean, sometimes the horse limbs take on almost a human-like property, and I was like, I used to think it was a bad thing, and then I started looking at some of the greatest horse draftsmen of all time, Jericho, Toulouse-Lautrec, to name just 2, and their features, their horses, when you started looking for it, took on human properties, and it kind of justified this way of thinking about the horse, as human anatomy as a basis. We got the pectorals in here, of course. We're gonna add the throat, which I did not. That little triangle that attached to the. I guess that was sort of like the esophagus. Maybe it's the trachea. Anyway, the straight line really is the muscle, the sternocleidomastoid. Purple rectangle, and then the shapes of that front hoof. We've got the haunches and the concavity of that bean. If you make your bean too big, you're going to have a long horse. If you make it too short, you're going to have a short horse. This is not necessarily a portrait, of a horse. This is kind of a generic horse and rider, which makes it a little bit more flexible as far as what your own proportions are. I mean, it has to still look like a horse, but it's not like it's some championship racehorse that you are forced to measure every proportion for posterity. Okay, we've got I had to have my pelvis overlap the bean a little bit more. All these lines it's almost like raw pigment to be manipulated on the surface of the paper. Hip to knee, feeling good. Knee to ankle.
Does anyone need Mr. Trevor to slow down other than me?
Yeah,
Ankle to the ball of the foot. I'll slow down.
Thank you.
And then that ball of the foot leads into the toe. A big round medius, maximus, hamstrings, into the tail. Okay. I will break.
I like how after you said you were gonna slow down, your voice started speeding up.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to finish this one part so we could get. I didn't want to like stop in the middle of it. One, two, three, 4, 5. There's 5 of those forms. Now the hoof, you're right. The hoof is kind of like 2 forms. It's like the finger part and the fingernail. My horse really looks like he's standing. I think that was where I may be deviating from my reference when I did that initial bean. I made the bean at a steeper angle. I'll bring him up off the ground.
So, if you're starting the drawing with the bean, why wouldn't you start the analysis with the bean?
Because the I thought the trapezoid of the shoulders was more obvious. I wanted to like start there and then it leads up to the head. It's not obscured by the. I didn't want to have to like look through the legs to make the sail for the bean. I wanted to start with a shape that was not obscured. I mean, I could have very easily started with the shoulders, but the nice thing about the bean is that the middle of that bean is essentially the middle of the horse. And in this composition, it's wherever you want the horse to be. So wherever you want the horse, you want the middle of the bean to be in the middle of your paper.
Oh.
Sorry if that wasn't clear.
I finally did it.
You finished all the shapes?
What? No, I finished taking the things off of all the gouache.
The gouache.
The gouache.
Were any of them open?
No.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna swatch them and mix them.
I have another set that some of them are open, but not all of them.
They were so hard to open, it was miserable.
It was miserable. And then I couldn't figure out whether they were allowed to dry or not. But they obviously are, right?
Yeah,
So you can reactivate them. Let me come see how everybody's doing. Oh yeah, you're finished. Okay, cool. So that's good. I would if you bring where's your analysis? There you go. Keep this close by. And then the legs are extended, but so is this one. It's just got too thick. If you just crop that, see how this shape got too big?
Yeah.
So this one thins out and then that one thins out. Then you're actually in really good shape. How's this going? Yay! Woohoo!
I feel like I'm missing something right now.
It's interesting. Your trapezoid, I wouldn't change it, but it's amazing like how much the shape will affect like what it looks like. So this angle, it was more like that. I mean, you could change it if you wanted to, but like it was almost like it was a 90-degree angle down here rather than like this going up and then this coming down. It was like this came across and then that came down. Does that make sense? See how activated it is? I mean, it's like they just feel.
I should have stirred the white first.
You just like actually feel the movement.
It's
So
too
much
long. Also, you gotta like go with this.
Hey, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need a kneecap. No, don't give him a
Keep these
kneecap.
close by.
He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve any cap.
He doesn't deserve a kneecap.
It's great. It's great. I don't know how yours somehow is different, but it. Oh wait, maybe. Yeah, see how this is narrow and gets to wide. Maybe either make it. It's that one. That shape is more of a rectangle than a trapezoid, but it got confused because the foot was there. Maybe make this part a little smaller. Yeah, the circle a little smaller.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Whoa, Miss Stacy.
I started.
You got the bean. So, this foot is in contact with the ground, so you can actually throw a little shadow. Just that little bit makes it feel like it's on the ground. All right, so hip to knee is right. I'm going to draw a little circle for that knee. I'm going to draw a little circle for this knee. Then it goes knee to ankle. Ankle to the ball of the foot. Ball of the foot to the hoof.
Keep making my neck too long.
It's so awkward because you're watching it on a delay. Is that making it hard? Because like I'm saying the thing,
Yeah.
and it's not
There's a
matching.
Right.
Yeah, so
You can't
the
see what
lag.
you're saying.
Okay, this is the first time we've done this, so that's why it's important to see. I didn't know. Now we know.
I do not think there's anything we can do about it.
I mean, what I can do for YouTube, watch this. I'll go like this. Now you can find the contact point with the ground and add the shadow.
We're working on the delay.
I can work on the delay.
Do you think my mom will get me ice cream after this?
Here we go.
Can we all manifest that my mom
So now,
will get me
right
ice
behind the
cream?
haunches, I'm gonna put the pelvis of the
Manifest.
of the
You
rider.
mean when she picks you up?
Yeah.
Actually,
Sure.
it's pretty good.
I'm just gonna go this short way.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know.
What
Trevor.
flavor are you gonna get?
Trevor, can you help us manifest? Please?
The ice cream.
Yeah, we're manifesting that my mom will get me ice cream.
So then I built the rib cage, angled the neck aggressively, and then put a circle for the head.
Are you still doing the delay?
Mm.
Oh, I think his neck is too far forward.
Yeah, I think you
So I did the angle of the hat, the eyes, nose, and
He
mouth.
looks like he's an old man.
Yeah, it's all bad.
My neck is
He is
hurting
old, man.
looking at him.
He's old man. He
So, we're gonna make him extra long.
make it extra long.
Yeah.
Shoulder to elbow, elbow
Oh,
to
his
wrist,
head looks like a,
You have it on
it's like a
skinny
snail.
wrist to knuckles, and then the fingers.
No.
He looks so dainty when he's holding it.
He does. He is a dainty little rider. He's supposed to be pulling him back. Wonder what I'm gonna do with these legs. Do I have to make these legs skinny?
You didn't put the back of his tuchus. That's why he looks a little odd.
Trying to make his legs a little smaller.
That sits on the bottom of the saddle. Just saying.
Huh.
I made my jockey. I think he's a little too big.
Breedable.
Is it beautiful?
Breedable.
Of course.
Oh, it's like a baseball cap. Like an old baseball cap. Like a really old. All as him.
All right, let's
I feel like I'm
go.
missing something. I feel like I drew something here that's not on here. Oh, his foot, right. That's what I'm missing.
No,
I forgot
why
his
does he
leg.
It doesn't need a foot.
Yes. I forgot his leg. I'm missing something.
They're getting
There we go.
the paints are being brighter the more I.
Are they?
Yeah.
Where do you work with them?
You're supposed to mix them with water.
Oh.
Just
There's a
just go
mixer
get.
back
There's
there.
a pitcher of water right there, and
Do
get a.
you think
There's
cotton
an extra-
candy bath and Body Works body spray is gonna
I
work.
don't.
Dude, yeah, I do.
Well, I'm using it on myself.
Oh, yes.
What's it gonna work?
Oops.
So we have, what's that?
Using a lot. I mean,
So the
my
cool
guy-
thing is that the way Degas did this pastel is that he only had basically 3 values. He may have done some light highlights in the horse, but not really. It's all in the costume of the man. So you got to think about the horse. The light part of the horse is the raw paper. The dark part of the horse is the outline, the eyes, the nose, the black chalk. And then there's a brown chalk, which is the mid-tone. So it's black, mid-tone brown, and then the light of the paper. And so when we actually like draw this thing, thinking about silhouettes, we have to translate the figure. I mean, you have to translate the whole horse, these construction lines, into either dark, medium, and light, but mainly just darks. Whoa. So interesting how I did that eye. I wonder if that's like a blinder instead of an eye.
The horses, I compare horse fact.
I think it's an eye.
Horses have they have very large peripheral vision.
Yeah.
So at least in modern day horse races, they put like these things over a horse's eyes that basically gives them like straightforward tunnel vision, so they don't get distracted and they will like instinctively just run straight forward.
Yeah. Blinders.
Yeah.
So there's this one way of thinking about drawing where you put the right color in the right place. That's all you have to do. And with drawing, you put the right value in the right place. I wish I could zoom in on the camera. Let me see if I can drop it lower.
I can help you zoom in. I'm deep the
I don't know, you
knowledge of how
can-
to zoom in.
You can see it from here. I forget that I can get an actual view. So with graphite, we're merging the concept of we're drawing a horse that has been already drawn, and it's the same geometric shapes. We're trying to get like the same horse, but we have different artistic medium. So graphite has different properties than pastel on toned paper. And my goal is to match it up. So the graphite process, if you go for your dark marks first and use those dark marks to then blend out into your midtones. That's what I was like trying to do with the head up here. Just wanted to blend out some of those marks in the head. And I'm essentially shading the horse as I go. Now I'm gonna go over those dark marks again, strengthen them. But you gotta get close, like the top of the reins, the back of the jawbone, that triangle shape of the eye or the blinders. Yeah, it's so interesting. It feels like the way he drew this ear, like this blue note on the ear. It feels like the ear's in the wrong spot.
Oh, shady.
So once you have your shapes in graphite, then we're going into shading. So shading does two things. It blends out the construction lines that you don't want to be quite as prominent. And it tones your horse. So if you look at like if you look at the leg of the rider, that's white. If you look at everywhere else in the horse, there's not a single moment that the horse is that light. So you have to tone it down, especially since we're working on this toned paper. So the lesson does a couple of things. One, you get to like draw a horse, which is always nice. You get to think about the geometry of the horse. Also a useful skill, moving from rectangles, trapezoids, beans, semicircles, and then believing that with enough rendering, you know, the merging of the materials with the nature of the horse, that geometry becomes the horse. It also brings you closer to Degas. And every artist has their own passions. You know, I think this is Degas in England, actually. I think he did his like sporting series when he went to England. I know Jericho did. You know, when you're working from life and you don't have a lot of time, you know, pastel can be very effective. And then he ultimately made masterpieces out of, you know, oil painting masterpieces from these studies. But you get to like, you know, once you have the proportions and you understand the geometry and you're leaning towards understanding the horse, you know, you can kind of get a sense of like how Degas was as a mark maker, you know, as an artist. So you get the universal aspect of the geometry, you get the anatomical aspect of the horse, you get the art historical component of it being a Degas, and you get a technical understanding by, you know, gaining experience by working with, you know, graphite on paper, getting you know, doing a deep dive kind of look at pastels, and the whole time you're strengthening your I wouldn't say hand-eye coordination, but I'd call it the merger of left brain, right brain, where the left brain says this is a horse, the right brain says it's made of lines and tones. So what are those lines? What are those tones? You kind of have to have both notions present at the same time. And for as fast as the analysis goes, the rendering is a slower, more methodical activity. A lot of correction, a lot of tweaking, you know, adding marks, blending them out, adding them again, erasing edges. It's just a slightly different mentality. So seeing the whole is great. Working through all of the shapes and the forms are great. But so is rendering it. So is taking the time to soak in all of the details.
Smaller one as well.
I think these are called stirrups.
Yeah.
The wooden straps that wrap around the foot, right?
Yeah.
And with graphite, it can start off as a solid blob, like a mess. And you can refine that and refine that. And what I love about graphite, oil paint, you typically paint onto toned ground, darks onto lights, midtones. But like oil, you can really manipulate the surface and you can change. It's very forgiving. Graphite is very forgiving. And so that's why it's like nice to just jump in, take a stab at it, and if you get it, great. If you don't, work it. And with these legs, again, I'm like, I know the elbow is down here. I know the horse fur is a midtone. Elbow to wrist, wrist to knuckle. Look how it's like these knuckles, these joint transitions have all these. It gets thick to thin to thick to thin to thick to thin. So this was our original green shape, which is the left leg or the backside leg. Green elbow to wrist, and it gets so narrow. Look at that. My shape was way too wide. So I can cut in from wrist to knuckle. And then there's a change of direction at that joint. Oh wow, gorgeous. And then there's the hoof. Interesting little shift in there. Now, that comes with, you know, having sketched all the other larger shapes and having done all these tones. Like, where your depths of vision can take you, I mean, that's up to you and the good Lord. But the more you work it, the easier it is, the more you see, the more confidence you get. And the greater pleasure. Like, initially it's hard. Like, learning an instrument is hard. Learning a language is hard. But the payoff is just like a lifetime of bliss. Or a lifetime of more hard work, but that's fine. It's a good work. It's a good labor. Check this out. So there's this little, he had this little change of direction in there, and I'm coming in with my eraser and pulling out some of those construction lines. He was working with pastel, and it doesn't erase that well. So he came in, instead of erasing that moment that I just did, he added white chalk to it. So interesting. He did it again back here. Now maybe, I was saying that he did it as a correction. I'm not saying I made the same mistake he did, but usually that happens. He may have wanted a highlight or an emphasis on the backs. Give it a little pop. So I'll try to do that. Oh my gosh, guys. It's 1:05. We have to go.
What?
No, I thought it was 1:30.
No.
We
Isn't
end
class?
at 1?
Class is over at 1.
Yeah, one.
Yeah. You guys gotta pack up, go straight down. Sorry. You're probably blocking your parents are probably blocking the,
So
the physical therapy people, and we're gonna get in trouble.
My some
Should we like write our
self-portrait.
name
Whoa.
on the paper?
No one's coming in before you. No one's coming in between now and tomorrow.
Just leave it, everything, it's okay.
Yeah, and I'll stop it and we'll come back to it.
How bad is it if you have a
Anyway, I feel like we
picture
got
of yourself
we
on
got
your wall?
we got vibing.
On your what?
How bad is it if you have a picture of yourself on your wall?
Your wall at home or your
No, on my wall at home.
I don't think you can have anything on your. That's your space.